Hey guys, good afternoon. You've got two of us on stream this week. You've got myself, as always, Jay, and we've also got Jamoz on the stream as well.
Hello.
Today we will be building James's...
Hi Toby.
we will be building James's Uk78, which we've got here. This is a petrol blue Uk78 with an acrylic base. We've got the rest of the parts. We'll come on to that in a short while, but as you can see, it's a lovely shade of petrol blue. It's actually one of the prototypes from Hirose is this one. That's what we're going to be building later on for James with some Hirose switches, which he's painstakingly lubed by hand over the last 6 hours today, something like that.
It's fine.
So that's what we're going to be building today. We'll come on to the build in a few minutes though. First of all, I want to catch up with who we've got in chat, so I can see that we've got Soran, who was first this week. We've also got Andy. Hey man, good to see you, dude. Who else have we got there? Wiz Blue, who is high on Rose. No, just high Rose. So actually, chat, you can settle a debate here because I think it's high Rose, but someone keeps telling me that it's Hirose. So you guys tell me which way around it goes. Oh, and Gio with the subscription. Thank you, Gio. I appreciate that. That's 3 months on the trial that you've subscribed, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for subscribing.
Who else have we got in chat? And Fax as well. Fax, dude, with the subscription. You're going to be disappointed, Fax. James isn't using your stabs this week.
EBBT. My bad.
There we go. Who else have we got? Wiz Blue have said. We've got Ambercore as well. Hey, dude, good to see you again, man. That's Met Advice Guy. You changed your tag last week to Met Advice Guy, and now you're back on Ambercore. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Why are you back there? Soren's off for some food. We've got Pingu as well. I hear you're shipping me a board, Pingu, to build on stream in the new year. Looking forward to that. STJ, thank you very much for the follow, dude. Appreciate that. We've got Toby as well. Toby, as always, spamming those emotes. And we've got WGM as well, who is our third highest bit donation with the ISO Gang song. With if anyone wants to sing that, please feel free. We've got just 2208 as well. Hi man, good to see you, dude. Good to see you. What else have we got? We've got Glove. We've got Fax. Nabend. I don't know what that means. Fax. I don't know. Two guys. I'm shy. Be kind on me. We'll always be kind on you, Wiz. There's no problems. There's no dramas here. We'll all be fine. Hi Rose before anyone else gets banned. The only high Rose I ever came along was 40%. Nice though. Yes, Chris Swires, who may or may not be watching, he has a 40% JD. I think it's JD45 actually, that's built with high Rose switches. And I'll be doing a high Rose build for myself at some point in the future.
Hi H.
Oh bless. Oh, H is in the chat as well. Hello H, good to see you. H is James's lovely other half, so she's supporting James today.
Yay.
Hi Rose, indeed. Yes,
Good.
yes. Oh, and just 2208 with the follow. Thank you very much, dude. What else is going on? H on stream whenever she wants to join, she can come on stream.
She's too busy this time, but
might need help with the layout. Oh right, okay, sorry, I'm getting into someone else's conversation that I'm reading. Right guys, so I've got a few things I want to talk about you today. We've got some V2 Zealios here which have arrived this week. These are the 78 gram versions, so I'm going to talk you through those. I've also had a few other bits arrive and things like that, but what we'll start first of all is we'll start showing you the build that we're going to do today, which is going to be, as I showed earlier on, the petrol blue Uk78. So this is 60% with a numpad on the side as well, which is why it's so long compared to the Alps build I've got here. But it's a lovely board. We desoldered it yesterday, which took a couple of hours.
painstaking.
And as I said before, we're going to use Nixie switches. Now James has a question, not Nixie switches, Hirose switches. Now James has a question. He's begged and borrowed a Nixie switch off me, but he does have a question for chat that he'd like you guys to answer.
So, where do I put it? Enter key, backspace, or caps lock? Because I've got a Hirose clear for the spacebar, so that's not happening. Where do I put it?
So he wants the Nixie switch to go on the board, guys. Post in chat where you think it should go. It should go on the backspace, the enter key, or the caps lock. And yeah, let's go from there. let's see what you guys say. Interestingly as well, just for waiting for you guys to post on that, we are using a copper plate which James has painstakingly patinated over the past couple of weeks. As you can see, it's got a lovely dull shade. It looks absolutely fantastic with the blue PCB, and we are using EPBT stabs for the build as well today. Let's catch up with chat and see what's going on. How much did you pay per switch, says Double? Go on, James.
Yeah, $6.50. I should have paid less, but I think at the time Chris and Jay both wanted Hirose, so I bought. Basically, I was painstakingly scouting Make Market to try and find them, and I bought a bunch, and they were too much, and then and people didn't want them, so I had to sell them off. But yeah, $6.50 each. Switch. So, my bad. My
bad. What else are we talking about? Check out those fingerprints on the acrylic. Yeah, we're desoldering those fingerprints. We'll clean that off before we put it all together. Don't worry about that, Toby. That'll be fine. Wiz says, why did you decide on making such a crazy meme build with Hirose switches?
They're pretty.
They're pretty.
That was basically it. They look pretty. They look nice.
Pingu says you should use the Nixie on escape key.
That is a very good suggestion, actually. I might do that.
Yeah, okay, okay. Glove says caps.
We'll see. See what people say.
Will you use ISO enter? Yes, it is an ISO build. James is also an ISO user like me.
Skeletor for the set, so.
Yep, so I'm using Skeletor. So there we go. Take to the streets. Hey man, good to see you, says Backspace. Tobbles, how many did you buy total again? Like 200?
150. I got 150 in total.
Yeah.
And yeah.
There we go.
Shouldn't have.
Spacebar, sorry, spacebar. So James actually has a Hirose Clear, which is the spacebar from the traditional Hirose boards, coming separately, which I think was what, $30 a switch?
Maybe more.
Yeah, $30 for a switch. And you guys think I'm nuts, you know, with my build. So he's going to put the the Hirose Clear on the spacebar. The rest of the build's going to be the Hirose switches that we have here, and then there's going to be the Nixie switch. Escape? Is that what you're thinking?
I like Escape. We'll see what other people think. I'm going to let it down to democratic vote, whatever. But yeah, no. Right now we're doing everything orange apart from the Nixie because I need to desolder. Gotta have the clear.
Yeah.
But you know, be fine.
Cool. Anarchy's on as well. Hi J&J, looking forward to the build. Yeah, we'll crack on with the build in a few minutes. I'm going to give you a talk about the Zealios V2, show off another board that's arrived for one of my build streams for a personal board for me in the next couple of weeks. Do you want to move these over to the side, James? So before we get into the Zealios V2, because I think quite a lot of people want to know about those, I'm just going to show you a board that's arrived for me this week. So I bought an Exent, so this came from Pona. Excuse the fingerprints, it just needs a bit of a wipe and a bit of a clean. This has a full polycarbonate bottom with the lovely solid weighted foot as well for the angle. As you can see, it's in really good condition, never been built. 2 PCBs, I've also got a black plate as well. Now for this build, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to have this case painted with automotive paint to match my classic car, or one of my classic cars. So I've got a Datsun Z car that's in a metallic orange colour, and I'm going to have this painted. So hopefully in the new year, after the Christmas break, it will all be painted up. It'll match the car, and then we're going to go with GMK Exent, which is a black on black GMK key set. So we're going to have black keycaps, nice bright metallic orange matching the car outside, and then a nice black plate underneath as well. So there we go, so that's going to look really good. I'm looking forward to building that. Here is the black plate, so this is the other plate for the Exent, and the spare PCB as well. So yeah, so that's what we're going to build with. In fact, that's upside down. There we go. Get it on the right way. There we go. So that build I'm looking forward to in the new year. The other thing I wanted to do was just give a shout out to Max, because I finished an Alps build off stream. The only thing I've built in the past 4 or 5 months off stream was this brown Alps build here using the AEK caps and the Cyclops PCB from Max, who's West Foxtrot. But he actually kindly made me a cable for this out of an old phone cord. So this is a nice stretchy full-on cable that's quite plasticky, but it should suit the board really nicely and really well. So I'm going to fit this in the next couple of days, wire it up to the PC down the back, and then use my brown Alps build for that. And I do also have another Alps build that will be mirroring this. I'm going to do a his and hers build. This one's actually going to get changed to a blue spacebar. I'm going to be the his build. And then I've got pink aluminium case coming for this hers build, which should be here in the next couple of weeks. So we're building that with Salmon Alps in the new year. There we go. And then the only other thing I wanted to show you guys as well is James has kindly gifted some keycaps to me, which came with the Hirose. So these are really, really special because these, whilst they won't fit on MX stems because the Hirose stems are slightly smaller, these are actually quad shot keycaps. So as you can see, there's the. In fact, if I do it up here, you might be able to see a little bit better. If it's going to focus. Is it going to focus?
Should I?
I don't know. Anyway, it is a quad shot keycap. So they're really, really cool. They won't quite fit on MX stems. They're a little bit too tight, but I might have a go to see if I can do a reverse stem shaver type thing on them and try and get them to fit and use them on a macro pad. So there we go. Just wanted to show you those as well. So let's catch up with chat and see what's going on. We've got Pusher in chat now as well. Hey Pusher, good to see you, dude. Escape is my vote, says Wiz. So that's a couple for Escape. Yeah, I think we're getting there. Meta Device Guy says, got me my first 60% board this weekend. I needed something in between my 65 and 40%. Fair enough.
Nice.
I don't disagree with that. This should look pretty damn good. Yeah, the board we're going to build today is going to look really good. The bright orange switches, the copper plate and the petrol blue is all going to look really good together. I think it's going to be fantastic. Double says he can't wait to get some polycarb for himself. He just can't ever find nice things. There is always nice things out there, you just need to look harder, dude. And Andy says he wishes for polycarb in his sleep. What does the Brown Alps build sound like? Let me just unplug it and I will show you. This is the Brown Alps. There you go. It sounds really good. I really like it. I've been using it for about a week now, since I built it actually last Monday, straight after the last stream. I'm really enjoying the build. As I say, I've got a second build coming soon as well, which we'll be doing on stream with Salmons, but it is my first Alps build. It does have one slight problem, getting a little bit of chatter on the E key. After having a chat with Anarchy the other day, I'm just going to switch that for probably the escape key and swap it round and desolder it. And yeah, just being old.
Tidal.
Just one of those. Let's James is jumping ahead in trap. Tidal's just said James is so beautiful. Well, he is. He's a good-looking lad. Fair play, James. Fair play, Tidal. Fair play. Also, the Nightbot is pinging everyone on the server. This is a shameless plug. The Hyper 7, which is my big board that you can see just here, and there's another one up on the top shelf over there. That is up for an award on Desk Authority. It was 4 votes behind another well-deserved project, but I'd really like to win. So guys, if you want to click that Nightbot link and vote for me, I would be ever grateful. But if you think one of the other guys that deserves the vote more than I do, please do vote for them. I'm not that selfish that I wouldn't want someone else to win because their project was better than mine. So yeah, go have a look at that competition, guys. Vote for whoever you think's best, and if it's Hyper 7, I'll love you forever. Let's see what else is going on in chat. That is loud. It is really loud. Yeah, it is really loud. But the Brown Alps, it's a solid aluminium case and bottom plate, and it's a 1.2mm aluminium, steel plate as well in there. But it sounds amazing. I love it. It's really loud. It woke James up this morning. He was sleeping in the room just behind the TV wall, and it woke him up then. So there we go. Ibibas can't wait for his browns on Wednesday and your greens on Tuesday. Oh, greens, nice. That's interesting. Nice. Pusher says, don't get all wet, Tidal.
Can't stop it.
We've got Mr. Petrov as well. Mr. Petrov did a really cool build earlier on this week for his daughter. If you haven't checked that out on Reddit, you should do. Mr. Petrov, if you want to paste a link to your board, please go and paste that link in there because that was a really nice, sweet story about you doing the build for your daughter, and I really liked that. Move over, Jay. I demand more, James.
Hi.
Jamoz Keebs.
I wish.
No one beats Daddy J. He's the most handsome guy. I think this guy's probably more handsome, but we'll go with that. Tobble says, I'm doing my finances and literally everything is either a PayPal transaction or the pub.
Yep.
Typical British guy, gotta say. Did I receive the key bag as yet? I haven't actually, no. So Met Advice guys kindly sent me his key bag over to review from Pi Parker. It hasn't arrived as yet, but I am hopeful it will arrive in time for my last stream on this channel, which will be next week. Next week we'll be building a white TX65 for a good friend of mine called Mel. I've shown the board a couple of weeks ago. It's absolutely stunning. That is going to be the last build I do on this channel. I'm then going to take a bit of a break for Christmas, and then when I come back in the new year, my weekly build streams will continue on a Sunday night, but they will be on Top Clack. I'll also be on the Top Clack show every Thursday, doing the news show with Brian, where we'll be talking about all the stuff that's happened in the keyboard world in that week, and giving our thoughts, opinions, and reviews on all the stuff that's going on. So that's where we're up to with that. Mr. Petrov, he's posted the links. No, I do post the link because it's really cool. Abibas says 280 oranges, 101 blues, 200-ish dampened whites, 130 yellows. That's quite an Alps haul, man. That's quite an Alps haul. Okay. If it hasn't arrived by next week, call them here. What's going on? Yeah, if you've got a tracking number, actually do ping it over. I'll take a look. Okay, so guys, what I wanted to talk about today was the Zealios V2 as well. So I got these last week from Zeal, and yes, I had to buy them. Don't worry, I'm not getting any Top Clack freebies or anything like that. I had to pay for these just like everybody else. So these are the 78 gram variants. In the lovely traditional shade of purple. That's not going to focus. Let's see if this one will focus this time. No, it does not want to focus. Damn camera. Too many faces. It's picking up the face instead. These are way more tactile than traditional Zealios. So these are a 62 gram Zealio with a 78 gram spring in, so don't go by the colour of the stem. Now, the older tactility was there. You can see with my finger there's kind of a jerk when it hits the tactile part. That's there ever more so in the new switches. It's tactile right from the top of the bump. There's no pre-travel, you straight into the bump. It's nice and round, it's absolutely massive. There's a huge difference in tactility. Personally, I prefer the V2s. I think they're a much marked improvement over the V1s. Everything else seems to be broadly the same. There's still 5-pin on the bottom. You should be able to see that's 5-pin on the bottom. I got to get too close. It's not going to work. There's still 5-pin on the bottom, still the same polycarbonate housings. The main difference is the leaf's different and the stem has been reworked as well. But they are really super tactile. They sound great as well. Let you guys listen to this. So more on the upstroke, they've got a little bit of a note. I haven't done a build with them yet, but I'm really interested to see what they sound like in a build. These are likely to go into the Exent, which will be built first week in January, I think. And we'll have to see how that goes. So I'm really looking forward to these. I am going to send a handful of these up to the Scottish meetup, which is in a couple of weeks' time. If I don't make it myself, I'll send some of these up there. So if anyone's going to that, you will be able to try them out. Please don't steal them because I'll need them for a build, and we'll take it from there. In other news, I've got a few boards coming in that I've bought this week, and James is laughing because he knows all the news. A couple of boards coming in that I bought this week. So I've just bought a Vern off of Zambumon, one of the prototype Vern boards. That should be here, and we'll be building that in the new year as well. I'm trying to make sure I get my hands on a unicorn because that's been announced this week. I'm really looking forward to that. And I've already got in the post some of the new Jesus Holy Panda clone switches, the new Panda clone switches as well. So they're on their way. If I get them in time for next week's stream, I will give a bit of a view, my thoughts on them. Brian and Huey and a few other people have already done that. Nathan, they've already given their thoughts on them. They look really, really good. So yeah, we'll see where we get to on those. I'm really excited to try those switches out. I've got some Halo stems lying around ready for a build with those as well. And then probably going to end up in the Vern. I think that's where they'll go. So yeah, let's just catch up with chat and then we'll crack on with the build. What we're saying, Abibus has got loads and loads of stuff coming in from for the UEK prototypes, his Alps builds prototypes. Did I already got the tracking number? Sorry, dude. I'll have a look at that. Glove, yes, you'll love the new Zealios. I know you like a tactile switch just as much as I do. You're going to love those. You should make sure they're on the way as soon as possible. Get some of those. Integrated plate. Oh, is it on the UEK? I don't mind an integrated plate whiz. I quite like them. I've got a Doro 67 coming, which has got an integrated plate. I've got a clue board just on the shelf here, just there. That's got integrated plate as well. I don't mind that. Nice round and absolutely massive. Yeah, the bump is huge on the new V2 Zealios. It's really noticeable. So yeah. Gasket mounting coming. Well, in other news, the J01, which I teased on stream a couple of weeks ago, the prototype for that has been ordered. So there will be a J01 gasket mount board build in the new year as well. If everything goes well with the with the prototype for that, there might be a small group buy later on next year for the J01. We'll see. I can trust Stocks. Yep. I can trust him. Yep. That'd be fine. Tyler wants James to wink at the camera.
Already did.
Oh, you already did. Fair enough. I wonder what the giggling was for.
Yeah.
So lots going on. Pungu's got eyes on something. V2 Zealios are amazing. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Petrov. And they've really they've turned you fine. Yeah, good. I've used a lot of linears recently, and I'm much more a tactile fan, and these have turned me back to tactiles. Absolutely, I'm really liking them. Okay, so with that in mind, I think we've done everything that's in the mail call. I don't think I've got anything else to show you guys. We're going to crack on with the build. James is going to be doing the inputting of the switches.
Awesome.
Now, it is worthwhile as saying that this is a 2mm plate. So the switches are not going to clip. We know that. Hirose are one of the ones that won't clip into a 2mm plate. So what James is going to do, he's going to put the switches in, make sure that everything lines up. We've already lubed all of these, have been ultrasonically cleaned at great expense and time.
Lots of
invested. It took quite a while to do that. The stabs have already been lubed with dielectric grease, and they've been installed. These are screw-in stabilizers. We did have a slight short on one, so we put some tape underneath to stop that happening. But other than that, it's good to go. So James is going to install the switches. Once James has installed the switches, I'll do the soldering, make sure it's all nicely aligned and sorted out. I think we'll leave the enter until last, just because that might need a little bit of a wiggle, just to get it nice and level. But yeah.
Where did everyone want the Nixie to go though? That's the main question.
Yeah, if anyone's got any more votes on the Nixie other than Escape, please post in chat now and let us know before we get to that switch. Cool. Go on then, James. You carry on with your build.
Yay! I'll leave the Escape key for now. These are going to be I should stab at my.
You might have to be a bit forceful with these just to get them to go into the plate.
That's just the plate falling down, hasn't it?
There you go. That's up nicely. There you go. So what we'll be doing is we'll have to lift the plate up the switches as we're installing them and we're going round. But that's something that should be easily achievable.
It's not going well. Not going well.
Okay. Do you want me to get you started on these? Should we?
Let's just do it. Get out of the way.
Okay. So this is going to be one of the interesting one. UK78. What is the MCU? It's an AT90 USB, if I remember rightly.
Bent some pins.
You've bent some pins.
It's gone well.
It's going well. All right. Okay.
Let's try this again.
Let me get you started. Dude. Okay. Bending pins is not a good idea.
No.
Let's try not to do every switch in turn. Let's just try and...
Just pop them out.
There we go. That's all better.
UK78 is my favourite, maybe. Singer's close. I love polycarbonate. But I'd highly recommend a UK78 if you get hold of one. They're still kind of rare right now.
Put it on, Jay. What am I putting on? Music. Oh, is music quiet? Is that what it is? There we go. Turn the music up. Oh, put it on J. Oh, I see what you mean, Glove. Yeah, put it on the letter J because J and Jamoz. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah. That would be a bit.
I don't know
weird.
if that would drive me insane if it was too different though. but I don't think it would be too different, would it?
Met Advice Guy says, okay, I need some help. I need to make a meme 30% board before next weekend. Should I choose Retool Blacks, Ice V2, Sky, or Halo switches? Go for the Halos. Yeah,
agreed.
Definitely go for the Halos. If you want to make a combination, then what you should do is is it ortholinear or is it staggered? If it's staggered, you should do row by row. So you should do the top row as one switch, then the next row is another switch, and then that one a third different switch. If it's ortho, you should do the same but just alternate vertically between the switches. That's what I think. There you go.
Just making sure I'm not bending them. They look good.
They look good. They're all sitting in there nicely.
Hopefully. We'll see. It's a shame it's 2mm, but the laser boost or whoever didn't have the material in at the time, so.
Yeah, so the plate did come from Laser Boost, as James was just saying, but when we first started using Laser Boost for copper plates, they didn't do the 1.5, 1.6mm options they've got now. It was 2mm or nothing if you wanted copper, which is why this plate is in copper. That sounded like you might have bent it.
It's going well.
Oh no, you're all good. You're all good. We're all good.
Not that bad.
Yeah, staggered. I would definitely go horizontally with different switches. Start with the scratches at the top. So put your Ice V2s at the top, and then get nicer as you go down. That would be my vote. So whilst James is doing this, I am interested in your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of high-row switches? Do you think building them with building boards with high-row switches for the meme is a good idea, a bad idea, an expensive idea? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about it?
Not quite. Maybe the plate.
There we go. Yeah, your plate should stay up now. Now you've got
awesome.
switches in, which should be good.
Exciting. It's a good idea.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about high roses. On one hand, they're gorgeous. On the other hand, my wallet is empty.
They are a really, really smooth linear. Yeah, Cliff, I get that. You don't like tactile. Yeah.
Fair enough.
WizBlue had his boxy P plate cut just a couple of days before. I got 1.5mm in. Yeah. So my VEA is also built with 2mm, but the switches I've used on that, which are Pandelios or Xanders, they do clip in. I don't know if the new ones clip in or not, but the ones I had, the original ones, do clip in because that's 1.89mm for some random reason. It's not actually 2mm. This one we haven't measured, but I suspect it is 2mm because I couldn't get anything to clip into it earlier on today. I would say expensive. Yes, they are expensive, and they feel identical to the Nixie switches, which feel identical to lubed Vint Blacks. So there you go. But they do look good. Yeah, they do look good. I will agree with those of you that say that. Is that
just
bending the pin?
I don't think so.
No, that's it.
Yeah, cool. Just being a bit weird. In the housing.
There you go. You're all good.
Cool.
The orange on black is very fit. Yes, I agree. I tend to use these, which are probably like a fake Nixie high rose look combo, which are these are just tangerine switches. I've got these, and I've got some that are disassembled, ready to go back together as well, just in tubs here as well. I really like them as linear switches. So I don't blame James for wanting to pick switches based on looks. So there we go. As you can see, guys, the copper and the blue, when it gets in the light with the orange, does look really nice.
Thank God.
Let's see if we can get some more of these switches in for you.
I think a lot of people were leaning towards the escape key, weren't they?
Yeah, are we still saying escape key, guys?
Although
for the
we've got 2 for caps now.
Oh, 2 for caps lock, and I think we had 3 for escape.
Same. What's that a bin?
I don't think that's in.
There you go. Lovely.
There we go. Let's just check we've not bent the
Yep.
pins on that. No, we have bent the pin.
We have. Fantastic.
We've bent a
well.
pin. There we go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Thank you.
What's the vote for? The vote is for where do you think James should put his single Nixie switch on the Hirose board. So we've got all of the Hirose switches, but we do have a single Nixie switch that James is going to use.
Diode is still in.
With the diode in as well. Just under the camera, yeah.
There you go. You can't, it's not focusing at all. You see the little orange splodge?
The orange splodge at the front is a little diode, which looks quite good.
Yes.
Mr. Petrov says on the letter T.
Letter T. Brilliant.
I think the realistic options are either backspace, the ISO enter, the escape key, or the caps lock.
Yeah.
Those are the real options. We're not going to put it on the spacebar, Cyber Sam, because he's got a Hirose clear, which he's going to desolder one of these switches for, and put the Hirose clear in when it arrives. So he's not going to do that. Put it on common, then you won't have to use it.
I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah,
it's a fair comment. Wow, lots of chat going on as well on Discord. Alps 660. Ooh, Rubber Militia. What's the Alps 660? What's this about? Alps. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, this is an Alps 661. Yeah, so this is an AEK ISO build. Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking about my board. I was getting excited thinking you were talking about another board then. This is the Cyclops PCB and a KBD Fans Keyboard 661 chassis. And the PCB was designed by West Foxtrot, who's running the ANSI group by One Spot Left, guys. Go grab it if you want one. He designed the PCB for this, and then the plate is just an updated version of the KBD 661 plate that's been designed to fit Alps and this particular layout and these caps specifically. The only layout it supports is this layout, or you could have two new keys there, but it's definitely the ISO version, and it fits in a number of different 66% boards with different USB offerings here, I think central and to the left as well. But this is Brown Alps build. I did it off stream. It's the only board I've built off stream for about 6 months, but I built it just last Monday. I've been using it all week since, but it's very, very loud and very, very thocky. So yeah. See, sounds great though. I love it.
Seems like we're getting mixed opinions for where we should put it.
Oh, mixed opinions on the.
I'll probably just roll around
on the Nixie.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we're not dropping the plate here.
Oh dear. It's going well.
Yeah, you're doing alright, dude. You're doing alright, don't worry about it.
Do you know, because these ones are a bit crap, do you know which, or should I get the caps out to check?
No, you can check because we've desoldered this PCB by putting it underneath.
There you go. Simple.
Simples. I'll make sure your bottom row is correct for you if you like to.
Thank you.
I'm just literally pushing the switches in where they were previously for the previous build that James had on this board. So previously he had Zealios in this build. There we go. What else is going on in chat?
Talking about your fingers.
They're talking about my fingers. Ooh,
yes.
Let's catch up in a second. Mayor Rice Greg got shut down hard there. Yeah, I can see that. To be honest, since it's an ISO stream, put it on the enter. No, that seems fair. That seems fair. Most of our boards are ISO. You have the thickest forefinger muscle ever. What the heck did you do with that finger?
Powerful.
I don't know what you mean, dude. My fingers are just short and fat. They're not muscular. They're short and fat. That's all they are. Short and fat. Rubber Militia says, thanks for the info, it looks great. Did you say which plate material the 661 uses? So the standard 661 uses an aluminium plate, but I've had this cut from Laser Boost in steel, so it is a steel plate in here. And it's actually kind of a sandwich mount plate. It doesn't screw in or anything like that. It uses 4 pins in the corners to hold the plate into the base, and then the top case exerts pressure on that to hold it down. So yes, this is a steel plate build. Did I lube the browns, Jay? Yes, I did lube the browns. They're lubed with a Teflon dry lube on pretty much all of the parts that needed it. It is my first Alps build, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. As it does have one problem, it does have a little bit of chatter on the E key, so I'm going to desolder that key and switch it over for one of the lesser used keys, escape key. And I have got a couple of spare brown Alps if I need to change it out as well. Have I seen the 4 ISO enter macro pad that 40% Club has made? Yes, I have. Yes, I want one. Someone please buy me one. We've got the Raging Asian in as well. Hero, Mr. Pom himself. Glove says, with the Hirose stems being smaller, they have issues when fitting keycaps onto them. No, and they don't at all. So the actual shape of the crucifix part where it grips onto the cap is the same. The only thing that's not the same is the width of the stems themselves. So I'll show you on one of these. So from this side to this side of the cruciform is longer on a standard MX, but the actual width of all of the parts are identical. So you can't wiggle them in there. They sit in the caps just fine. It's just fine. Rubber Malicious, I'm curious about that too. I used aerosol PTFE dry lube on my oranges and it seems to make no difference at all. Yeah, so I used just a Teflon dry lube. In fact, I've got it here. I can show you guys which it is. This was recommended to me by a couple of friends who are really into their Alps. Yeah, just a dry lubricant. Applied lightly with a brush, and it works really well. So finish line dry bike lubricant. It's available in America and EU, UK, everywhere. Why not put the chattering key on left shift? I do use left shift. I don't use right shift, but I do use left shift. I'm almost exclusively a left shift user.
I have to agree with that.
Rubber Militia, you may need more than one coat. Yes, I did 3 coats of the dry lube, and it worked just fine. I used that, but you find it didn't do a great job. So what I've heard is that's better for tactiles, and if you're doing linear Alps, you want to use something slightly different. But hey, your mileage may vary, and we all like different things. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Left shift, best shift, absolutely. Left short shift, best shift.
Yes.
There we go. I think I'll try that finish line next time with 3 coats. Yeah, it works really, really well. I think it works really well as well. So do give it a try. I'm going to use it on my Salmon Alps as well when I do the Hers version of this build. As I was saying earlier on, this is going to have a blue spacebar. It's going to be his build, and then I've got a pink version of this case coming, which I'm going to build with Salmon Alps and the same keycaps, and a pink spacebar, which is also on its way. And that's going to be the Hers build, so I'll have his and hers. And whilst I've had this cable made up for that particular board, this is an old vintage telephone cord cable that West Foxtrot's kindly turned into a micro USB to USB cable. This cable will be used with this one, and I have a pink one that's going to Max to do the same retrofitting to go with the pink Hers board as well. So it'll be just nice for me and the wife to have matching boards.
Be cute.
Very cute. How are you getting on, James, with the switches?
Pretty good.
All looking good?
Just
I'll get my soldering iron ready.
I'm torn between escape and enter for the Nixie.
My vote would be for the escape key.
Okay.
Just got that one not quite in properly.
Oh dear.
Just don't want to bend the pins,
Yep.
so I'll have a look at it. Not awkward.
There
we go.
Awesome.
What else are we talking about, guys? Left shift is best shift, absolutely. Best lo-fi stream in the background, yeah, we've got the lo-fi on the telly in the background, yeah. 3 coats of RO59 on my SKCM blue stems and 2 coats on the tops. How did that work out, Wiz? Does that feel good? Does that feel nice? I do have some RO59, so I could try that on some other Alps. IPA and a carton of raw PTFE powder. That's pretty much what finish line is. It's a Teflon-based PTFE stuff, and it's just isopropyl that evaporates, and that's how it works. Easy to put too much on the top housing. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't lube the top housing. I just lubed the slider contact points and the slider itself and the springs. But I used Krytox 104 on the springs because I think that works well on any spring.
Pink, that's right. Pins. So.
Yeah, any of the difficult keys, what we're going to do is we're just going to solder one, because these are a plate mount switches and the plate isn't really designed properly for this board because it's 2mm thick. What we're going to do is anything that could possibly get twisted or not work quite right in terms of the look, if the keycap's an angle or something like that, I can't make that go. What we're going to do is just going to solder one pin, one leg, and then we'll adjust the keycap when it's on there, make sure it's nice and straight, heat up the solder and adjust it if we need to, and then we'll solder the second leg. So we'll probably do that on a lot of the bottom row.
Just wondering if that's the right one.
I think it is, but it looks like it's not sat quite right. There we go.
Cool. Do we do the final one? Then
Have to look at where that will go. I think it goes there.
do you want caps?
Yeah, let's get the caps on this.
These 1.5.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So this one's going across.
Ah, okay. It's going well.
There are worse things that could be happening. Interesting, this one doesn't want to clip it in at all. Oops. Flicking the keycap tops off. Have I moved over too much there? Yes.
You need to go over one more. I think that might be that one. And then that one might need to come across a little bit.
That might be it, yeah.
And then I think it might be crashing with the spacebar otherwise.
There we go, that looks right.
Awesome.
The keycaps on those, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool, great.
We'll go for the escape.
Okay, so we're doing a Nixie escape, guys.
I think it's the one I like.
Nixie escape. It was quite highly voted for earlier on. Anarchy says Nexus sliders should be in soon, then he can start working on his full-size build in the new year. Oh, you need to share details of that, Anarchy. I really want to see that. Nightbot again for the Best Project or Innovation award on Death Authority. Hyper 7 is up for a shout. If you want to vote for me, please do. If not, do vote for whoever you think has got the best project. Wizblue says he likes his method of lubing, made it very slightly smoother, but more importantly moved most of the rattle inside the switch, so they sound cleaner, if you know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. I have found the same thing with certain alps. So there we go, guys. This is I don't know why that one's got a keycap on.
Someone was mentioning about the size of the stem being too
Oh
small.
right, okay, there we go. This is how we're gonna build it, guys. This is what it looks like with the switches in place. It's now time for us to give this all a quick solder up. So I'll take care of the soldering. I'm just going to make sure everything is nicely aligned. Nothing is out of place.
And I'll be a set of hands.
And we're just going to solder this together. Any of the difficult switches, as I said before, what we're going to do is we're going to just solder one pin. So the ISO ends, I'm just going to solder one pin, and then we've got some adjustment room within that switch. So I'll go from there. So as always, trusty TX100 soldering iron. Give it a nice clean, and some Krytox, not Krytox, sorry, Kester soldering. But mentioning Krytox there, James, you should say how the switches are all lubed.
The springs are sprit and they have 106 on them, and then the stems have 104 on them. So it's a mix of both. I got it from Chris Swires. I think he has a lube guide or something, but it's a really, really nice feeling, especially for linears. Really nice feeling switch. So if you can get hold of some 104, I would highly recommend it. Really good.
There we go, guys. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack these switches into each corner, and then what we're going to do is just have a look, make sure that the plate and PCB are sitting together nice and evenly all the way around. and then we'll carry on with the soldering from there.
They're not Zeal stabs actually. They're EPBT, which are the same but different, but still same. I don't know. Yeah, no, I enjoy the build, the flex. Thank you.
There we go. Excellent. Okay. This is the most flex build I've seen. Nixie, Hirose, and Zeal stabs. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so we've soldered the switch in each corner. What I'm going to do now is just show you guys whether it's level or not all down the edges. So you can see that the switches are nicely up against the PCB. The plate's nicely up against the switches. That goes all the way around that side, all the way around here, onto the back. Everything is nice. This is the bottom row, so everything is nicely aligned. That keycap's not on properly. That one. This is the keycap, not the switch. We'll make sure that's all looking good. And then the last side are just here as well, which is mainly stabbed on that side. But yeah, everything's all looking nice and neat and tidy.
I'm going to glove. I have a Hirose clear on the way. It was like a last minute thing. I didn't manage to get hold of it in time. But yes, the Spacefly will be a Hirose clear. So yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, guys, is start at the top row. We're going to work our way all the way across, do the soldering. So Soren says, are the PBT stabs differently priced? They are differently priced. They are a lot cheaper than Zeal stabs, and they are identical. I had a chat with Zeal about this a couple of weeks ago. The tooling marks used on the Zeal stabs and the PBT ones are exactly the same. Zeal's stance on it is that his molds are being used without his permission through EBPT, which seems to be part of the Gateron community of companies. So there's two ways you can look at this, guys. You can either go for the cheapest option, which is EPBT, and get the same value, or you could support Zeal. Zeal did pay for the original molds for these stabilizers. He has more sunk cost into them, and that's part of the reason why his prices are a little bit higher. So yeah, that's entirely up to you guys. It's a moral call between you guys what you want to do. But yes, they are identical in terms of their functionality. Plastic composition, and for all intents and purposes, as far as I can tell, they are made with either the same molds or molds of the exact same design. So we're just going to work our way across this top row, solder all these switches in, and then once soldering's done, we'll build the board up, we'll pop caps on it, put it all back in its case nice and lovely, and just have a look and see how that build looks, and then we can do a little bit of a sound typing test for you right at the very end. Just going to take this off this padding. Press down nice and firmly on the board to get the switches in.
Yes, I'm going to solder the escape key. The Nixie was the one I was going to solder. I felt bad, but it's like torn between building it myself and soldering for 4 hours and everyone's bored, or doing a switch, making it mine and whatnot. We'll see.
What is your build, dude? It is your board. You've lubed all the switches yourself. You took them all apart yourself. The only thing I've done is put a hot iron near the board for you.
Is there a reason why the underglows are not uniformly placed? I think it's just PCB spacing.
Yeah, so it's to do with the PCB itself. It's just one of those things where stabilizers fit, such as here. The LED couldn't fit there, so they moved it back. It was one of Rosakin's first boards that he designed. So yeah, it's just one of those design curiosities.
Jay was the first guy to build a board for me, and he built the first custom I got, which was this, but with aluminium plate and Zealios, whatever.
Well, the actual story is this was actually my board, and I sold it to James before I built it myself.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of these boards myself, and this was the third one I had. This was actually a prototype board for the Uk78 that was run by Rosakin probably 18 months ago now. I think he's planning an R2. So if any of you guys are interested in this board, its layout, its style, you will be able to buy one in the R2 if that does run.
I think it's doing a southpaw style as well, so the numpads on the left side instead of the right, which is making me really tempted to get another one. But we'll see.
Okay guys, I'm just going to solder the numpad while we're here. This is the numpad side. Okay, so we either have a missing or a bent pin there. No, there we go, it's just the switch not in properly.
Met advice, guys, getting a ISO macro pad himself.
Oh, nice, dude. Which ISO macro pad are you getting, dude?
Apparently it's a Chinese one.
James is also an artisan fan for you guys out there that like your artisans. It's not usually my kind of thing, but James does like his.
Yeah, they're like art. You know how art has extortionate prices and whatnot. Some of that is laundering, yeah, but it's not like, you know, practicality versus aesthetics to an extent. It's just art. I do understand why people don't want to pay stupid amounts of money for a single cap and whatever, but they're I feel like the art culture is kind of ingrained in the artisans. That being said, I only have a few now because I had to sell them because I bought too many high-res switches, but you know, I like artisans. I would highly recommend trying out the market as well because it's quite fun to get involved.
Okay, let's catch up with chat, see what's going on.
Thank you, Toby.
Isn't the deal if you want the menu to something in China, they get to manu it for their market? I don't think that's only the thing. I think a lot of there is a China copying and things like that. James is going to solder at least one switch. He's probably going to do a whole row. I'll make him do the spacebar row when we get to that. To be fair, I'd be happy to have JS solder a board for me. Oh, thanks, Clever. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. Okay, it's a nice colour. Yeah, the board is a nice colour. It's petrol blue. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's really nice. It does have the feet, yes, Anarchy. So Anarchy mentions that this has the feet, so it has two of these. One sits on either side of the board. As you can see, they give an angle to the board as well. There was a version where you could have a full aluminium base, but this is one of those few customs that has a bit of a different one. Toggle says artisans are trash. We've got a resident artisan maker in the chat, Toby. Oh, gloves artisans are the best. There we go.
That was awkward.
It was nearly awkward. Toby redeemed himself. Redeemed
Good save.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, I've soldered the numpad area, I've soldered the top row. I'm going to solder the next row, which is the QWERTY row, and then once we've done that, we'll move on down to the next row, and then we'll go on to the Z row, and then at that point, James is going to solder the final row himself. We'll get him doing
see how well that goes.
the spacebar row.
Be fine, maybe.
You're going to do just great, dude.
Thank you. I'm enjoying the fumes.
Yeah, I usually have the fan on in the background, but it is starting to get cold at this time of year in the UK. So no fan at the minute.
See you later, Glove.
Oh, the glove got to go. See you, man.
He's getting artisans out the pressure pot.
Ah, nice.
Hopefully he'll be back. See you soon then.
We are making good progress on this board. It's probably a little bit larger than the boards I tend to solder, given the fact that it's got a numpad as well. So we'll try and get it done quickly, whilst making sure we do it correctly. Oh, James blowing kisses at people.
Hi, Max.
Oh, we've got Max on here as well. Hey, West Foxtrot. So Max is the guy behind this board here. He's the guy that designed the Cyclops PCB. He's also running the ANSI, and as I said earlier, there is one slot left. So guys, if you want that last ANSI slot, I'm in for a board. James is in for a board. There's quite a few other people that are in there. There's one left. Go out and buy it, guys. Go out and buy it. Max is probably one of the more professional group buy runners I've ever had to deal with. Everything that I've run through him has been quick, successful, and easy. And he's a stand-up guy for the community as well.
Hirose Uk78. Sounds like a good name.
Hirose Uk78. Oh, hi Soran, nice but. Is he making a Soran joke or is he making a Hirose joke?
I can't read. My bad.
Yeah. I'm just going to tag the ISO enter with one pin. So do remind me that we need to come back and have a look at that, just in case we need to adjust it.
Mm.
Okay, how do I like the TS100? Seems like an interesting iron. I really like it. It's probably my favourite soldering iron. I've had a couple over the years. It heats up quickly, it cools down quickly, it's easy to use, you can have custom firmwares on it, interchangeable tips with one screw. I've had zero problems with it. I've built maybe 60 boards with this one now. I've gone through 3 tips and everything still works like the day it did when I picked it up. It doesn't get too hot in the chassis, so it never gets too hot to hold. It's a nice length, it's nice and easy to hold. It feels like you're holding onto a pen rather than something that's too chunky. So yeah, absolutely, I'd recommend it. Make sure we've got plenty of solder available. Oop, my dog's banging on the office door to try and get in. Almost there. Yes, it's portable. Yeah, it's absolutely portable. Westford's just pulled the first test cast of your 1.75 view. Ooh, nice. We need Pix Glove. Get Pix up.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see pictures of that, dude. Okay. So this now we are on the Z row. So we'll just solder these switches in here. Once we've done this row, it will be over to James to solder the last row, and then it'll give me a chance to catch up on chat, see what's going on.
Hey, it's Bleden. Hey, Bleden.
Oh, Bleden's in chat. Hey, Bleden, good to see you, dude. Good to see you.
How you doing?
Okay, so we do have a bent pin. We are going to have to remove a switch.
Fine.
Yeah, we'll sort that out in just 1 second. Okay. Nearly there, guys. We'll get to the end of this row, we'll sort this bent pin out. We'll then get James to solder the spacebar row. And then from there we'll put caps on the board, we'll put it into the case, we'll give you guys a sound typing test, and we'll go from there. One of the other things I wanted to do, guys, as well, is open this stream up to a few questions. This week and next week, as I said before, are my last streams on this channel. At that point I'll be then taking a break for Christmas, and when I return in the new year, I'll be doing the Top Clack News Show every Thursday with Brian Quakums, and then my build streams will be on the Top Clack channel, which will mean no changes to the time, or they will still be on Sunday evenings. They'll still be in this slot, 7:30, 8 o'clock starts, but they will be on a different channel. So if any of you guys have got any questions around me joining Top Clack, any thoughts, comments, then please do let me know. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just remove this one switch that's in wrong. If I don't melt the plastic bag.
Yes, yeah.
So this has got a bent pin. So it's this switch here.
H, you've soldered at 40% before. You can solder. Just talking nonsense.
All I'm doing here is heating up the solder on the pad, pulling the switch out, and
Fantastic.
we'll let James fix that bent pin.
Ooh, that's a very bent pin.
Do you need to change the switch?
I mean, it's too short, isn't it? What do you think? What Master J think?
Let's see if we can rescue this switch.
Doing good, Blood. Thank you. Doing very good. Okay, H. Whatever you think. Whatever you think. Apparently her soldering's better than mine.
Well, we'll put that to the test, H. You get yourself down here on stream next week,
Yes.
and we'll see which one of you is better at soldering.
It'll be her, probably, actually.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and get some
We've
tweezers.
still got 3 other good quality switches. So.
Okay, well, these aren't cheap switches. Let's try and fix it, James. We'll try and fix it. All I'm trying to do now is just flatten out the bent pin. So it actually folded completely in half. There we go. What do you think?
It looks good as.
So here we go,
Right on.
guys. I don't know if you can see that there, but one of the pins was bent pretty much in half. It's not going to focus. It's now. You can kind of see it. It's now fully straight. It's nice and looking good. So we'll pop this one back in the board. We are going to need to heat this up to be able to push it in. Just because we've already soldered the one of the pin positions, so we are going to have to warm that up just as we push it in. There we go. That's in place. We're now going to solder the last pin of that one.
Yes, it is the UK78 Hirose build with a Nixie escape. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I wasted a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so there we go, guys. As you can see, the board is now fully soldered. There's one more pin that we need to do here, and there's the bottom row that James is going to do. Other than that, the board's soldered. We'll see how it looks with caps on shortly after James soldered the rest of the bottom row. But I think you'll agree that the orange switches with the copper plate look pretty damn good, especially now it's got this patina on it. Just the way it catches the light in different shades of darkness, the plate looks really good. Okay, so Mr. Jamoz,
Yes, yeah.
you are now going to solder the bottom row. So you've got from here to solder. That last switch has been done, so you've got a few switches in there to go. Let's pass you the soldering iron.
Well, let's hope this doesn't break it. That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
There we go. Remember to heat the pad up a little bit first, apply the solder, and then pull the solder away before you let the solder iron off the pad. Okay, so let's just catch up with what's going on in chat. So Max, good to see you, man. I love you, dude. You need to come back to my Discord server, by the way. AS50 will be getting a big overhaul. Yes, sir, and I want to see that when it's done. I've seen a couple of your teaser renders. It looks really good. Ledin, hello. I can see you now. Well, I can't see you, but I can look at you. Just the 2208 says, "Oh, I wish I could solder. Anyone can solder, man." Oh, is that H? That's H. Just H. Oh. Now I get it.
She soldered an
Now I
entire
get
board
it.
as well. 40%. Don't know what she's talking about.
I bet your soldering is
Phenomenal.
is really good, H. I bet it is great. This is the UK78 Hirose build. Yes, it's going to be an expensive boyo board when it's done, but it's going to be well worth the money.
Yeah, hopefully.
James is famous now. Why is he famous? Is that because he was on this stream?
Yes.
This isn't a famous stream.
Famous.
We'll get him on Top Clack maybe at some point in the future. Or should I say, broke bitch, now you've bought all the switches. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Eyes up on screen now, not down on the board. Absolutely, absolutely. I can see the screen. Oh, H says thank you as well.
Done.
Okay, he's done. Let's take a look at his work. Can I borrow the soldering iron?
Brilliant. Going well.
Just
one was
a
a bit-
couple of ones that look like they're not quite soldered nicely. What have you done here?
Give me these. Oh god. Do you know what? I don't build 100 boards a week.
If I built 100 boards a week, I wouldn't be streaming them all. I think this is just a lack of solder on this one. Let's just put all of those pins together. There we go. Make it look nice and neat. That one's alright, that one's good. Tiny bit more solder on
The bottom row, 100%.
here. There you go. Don't we think James did a good job, guys? He did a great job. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave the soldering iron on because we do have one more switch to solder. What is straight at the bottom row, or James? You need to get Pingu on Top Clack Best Episode. Do you know what? I've spoken to Pingu a lot on Discord, but I've never spoken to him in real life. I would love to have him on a Discord chat and get him on stream or something like that. Same as the international kit guys, Egler and Queding, who are usually watching as well. And we've got Rope in the chat. Hey Rope, good to see you, man. Rope is a fellow Alice owner as well. He's a good lad. Anarchy, handwire next, James. Hey, I have not even done a handwire yet.
Nah.
I keep taunting you with that one, so...
Get a lot of stress.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. That's the board all soldered up. What we're going to do now is pop it inside the case. We'll pop caps on it. We'll make sure that everything lines up. We'll come back and we'll solder the ISO enter key. And we'll go from there and see how it looks.
Woo! Just the... I think it's caught up there.
Ah, is it caught on
Yeah.
you? Hold on, guys.
Going
Hold
well.
on. It's going really well.
Break.
We're not going to break anything. It is stuck though.
There we go.
There we go. That's in.
Perfect.
That's in. And then we're going to just screw this all together.
And I'll get the caps ready. They're not clicky H, I'm so sorry. These are linear switches. These were the ones that you scolded me about buying. I'm sorry. She's not getting a good Christmas present now because of this.
Bless. What Pingu says he's shy. Pingu, if there's anyone who's shy, I don't believe it's you. I genuinely don't believe that's true. It would be really good to have you on, actually, dude, when I do build your prototype that you're going to send me. I was really expensive linears. Yeah, the most expensive linear you can buy, I think. Yeah, they're up there with Nixies and a couple of rare Alps switches and God knows what else. Yeah, they are not the cheapest switches. Soren says its most expensive one is an Nixie Hirose combo. Yeah, we did do that for a meme a couple of weeks ago. Soren, on the Top Clack Discord, I did post a picture of some Nixie Hirose memes using my stash of Hirose and Nixie switches. Okay. 60XT when please. Well, that's the board that I am getting sent from Pingu, so we will be doing a build of that in the new year on Top Clack. So I'll be building that there. Albury says Uk78, we're going back in time now. Yeah, it's a relatively old board now. It's been out a couple of years, but it's still one of the nicer boards I had. It's one of the first group buys I actually entered as part of the community. Mainly because it was a UK run group buy. 2016 I believe was the group buy started, and it shipped in early 2017. Are you sticking with silver only, or can you pay more for grey and black on? Oh, that's on the just realised I'm using the wrong sized screw bit.
That's okay.
There we go.
Trying to remember the layout off by heart. But no,
You'll be fine.
the minus.
The good old Rosakin screws are not magnetic ones, sadly, which is causing me some tiny little bits of a problem, given the plate's so thick. But we are getting there.
Thick.
Just 2 more screws to go. And then we can take a look at what the board looks like without caps.
I'm very excited. I must have been out of this for 6 months now, just trying to sort stuff out. Arrange a time to come down, get all the parts, and the high roses alone took me a few months.
So here we go, guys. That's all put together. As you can see, we've got the Nixie switch on escape, if I hit the right switch. We've got all of the high rows in the plate with the nice blue, petrol blue colour. The camera doesn't pick up how nice the blue actually is on this one. It's a lovely colour. And James is going with the skeletal keycaps for this one.
Yes.
So James, over to you to put the skeletal keycaps on.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is really nice, Albrew. The UK78. I've got 2 UK78s.
Keycap puller.
Yes, we've got a keycap puller somewhere. There we go.
Thank you.
Black is not so out there. We could probably arrange something nice. Good to know. What's my favourite keyboard? My favourite keyboard is probably the Alice. You can see it just above James's head here if he ducks his head down. The pink one just there with the white keycaps on. It's a split pink board that's supposedly like split for ergonomics, but I'm not quite sure that's true. But it is really nice to type on, and it's a lovely looking board as well.
Just making sure I have the layout.
Column stagger was a mistake. Oh, just on the AS50, Soren. You have to share some screenshots of what that looks like. Next time you come and we can build a pink keyboard. H, my other version of this is going to be a pink keyboard. If you want to come down and do the soldering on that one, like James has done the soldering on this one, you feel free. You are more than welcome. We can definitely arrange that. I'm looking forward to see how well Pingu's board, that's a 60XT, will do when time comes for the group buy. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm looking forward to getting the prototype in a couple of weeks and having a go at building that for him. So scared of running a group buy, trying a third manu at the minute. You can always get a vendor involved as well if you're not wanting to do it yourself. That's always a possibility. Yeah. If it's teal, it's James. Yeah, he does like his teal boards.
I like teal. Space. Wiggle it on. There we go.
Excellent.
Sound quite nice. Did we do this?
Yes, you can put the keycap on. It's got one pin soldered. If the keycap's not straight, we can look at the other one. Either that's not on properly. That's not returning properly. Whew. Let's take a look at this. Where's that keycap puller?
There you go.
So this ISO enter isn't returning quite as well as it should do. I'll try and pull this off. Interesting. We'll come back to that. We can fix that quite easily. We'll do that probably off stream, guys. There's a little bit of play in the stabilizer I just need to adjust and tweak and tune, but we'll get the rest of the board built up so we're not delaying doing the sound test for you guys, and so you can hear what it sounds like. That key is almost as straight as you, Jay. Is it like this then? I don't know. What's my angle? Pingu will be a professional prototype seller, no final products. Hey, that's not a bad way of getting out of having problems with stuff. That's always something that you can do. don't forget, guys, the Nightbot keeps pinging about the Destority Awards. Do go have a look and vote for whichever project you think is your favourite. I'm really keen to see what wins in that category. And as I say, we will have to just have a look at the ISO enter key on this board. It looks like there's the stabilizer's just getting slightly stuck on the plate, as this is a problem that Nathan Kim had with the build that he did a couple of days ago on stream as well. So we'll take a look at that, but we'll do that off stream. It should be a relatively easy fix, something we can fix quite quickly.
Following the picture I have over there, because I can't quite remember the layout.
Oh, right, okay.
If I throw these over to you.
Yes, I'm happy to put the number keys on for you.
And I'll scrape the very nice. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Where's my cue? There we go.
Did we drop a key there?
I don't think we did. What are we? Are we missing a number?
Missing a number 6.
6.
Not 6, sorry, no, 3. No, we're not missing one. I've already put it on the board. My bad.
E.
I can't remember how you got the bottom laid out.
I think it's.
There we go.
There you go.
I just need your 0 key. We'll come back to it.
Yes, yeah.
We'll come back to
I
it.
Have it somewhere. Probably in the other room. Quality. Should we test the spacebar as well? See if the stabilizer's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Is that one I can see? I know what the other issue is. We can fix it quite quickly off stream.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you going to do off stream? Well, James is staying for the second night. He did stay last night as well. He's staying at mine a second night tonight before he travels home as well. Danish Customs makes we want to move to some other country. You've got a big bill, Rope? Is there a big bill coming for something? That's never good. And hello, Querdenka. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. And we've got Sashimi in the chat as well. Hey, Sashimi. So Sashimi is one of the mods over on Top Clack, and he curated the playlist for me, which is unbelievably good. Not Quartz yet, but Sashimi has got impeccable taste and has opened my eyes to a lot of new music recently. So thank you very much for that, dude. I really appreciate that.
It's coming along. I'm a bit slow, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, dude. Absolutely fine. So the challenge we've got with the ISO enter here is that the plate's a little bit thicker than normal, so where the wire is coming up is actually catching on the plate here when it would normally catch on the plate a little bit further, and that's what's preventing the full return. But we can fix that really easily just using a tiny little bit of tape to hide things away, some cling film, and then a tiny little thin drill bit, which I've actually got in the kitchen downstairs ready for this, just in case we needed to do it. So it's rather an easy fix. They've held your Orange Alps for like 3 weeks at this point. Oh, that's sad, man. That's sad. And Sashimi, I do enjoy it. Honestly, I can't tell you how much you've changed my trips to and from work sometimes. It's been really good. The last time Jay listened to good music, it was 1946. Not quite sure I was alive then. And H now craves sushi. There you go.
That's the usual.
Toby with the burn. Yeah. Toby is a good friend, but the beers are on him next time I see him after that comment, I think.
There we go. It's almost there. And yeah.
The beers are on me as long as special guest is there too, Jay. You know this. Okay. Toby has a crush on someone who works for me who came to the pub with us last time. I will make sure she comes with us, Toby. That's not a problem.
What a cutie. There we go.
So there we go, guys. Ignore the ISO enter. We will come back to that. It does look like it's going to sit actually really nice and straight anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solder the other pin on it, and we will fix the issue with it off stream. If anyone is interested, I can show you off stream some pictures of how we fix that as well. Just hit me up if you want to see. There we go.
I so hate.
There we go. The board is now built. Origination says I always ignore ISO enter because it's bad. Hey man, this game is all about preference. So you know, if someone prefers something, I'm more than happy to help them support that. If someone doesn't like it and they want to use something else, hey, that's entirely the beauty of this hobby, that we can all pick exactly what we want to be able to use. So over to James, who will now do you a quick sound typing test. So I've turned the music off in the background. So this is a UK78 with copper plate with high rose switches. So over to you, James. In fact, just before we do that, let's move you a bit closer to the microphone so the guys can.
Quiet.
There you go. So there you go, guys. This is just to show you what difference a typist makes on a board as well. So this is how different something can sound. There you go. So there we go. It looks great on this board as well. I think, yeah, it does look great on a purple board. It has to be the right shade, though I've got one purple board that this wouldn't suit, so it does have to be exactly the right purple board. But as you can see, I think the board sounds good. Yeah, rubber militia. I am terrible typist. I am learning how to touch type. That's what I'm using the Alice and the VEA for. You can see them just up here on this shelf. This is my shelf that teaches me how to type there. So I am learning how to type properly. It's just the way I've always typed. But as you can see, the board looks absolutely stunning. It really, really suits the nice little logo on the back. You can't quite see that there. There we go. Is that going to show in the light? UK78, there it is.
Yeah, it's that.
Skeletal keycaps, high rose switches, Nixie on the escape key. There will be a high rose clear on the spacebar. So there we go. It does sound really, really good. As you can see, different people type in different ways. This is why my typing tests sound a lot louder than a lot of other people's. I really hammer the keys. James sounds a lot quieter. The spacebar is especially muted. I think that sounds really good, as is the backspace. So all of the stabilised keys, as you can see, sound really, really good. We will fix the ISO enter off stream. That'll be a 2-minute job. We can do that later on. So that's it, guys. That's the build. I hope you guys really liked seeing that, hearing the board, the copper plate. It sounds great. Yeah, it sounds massively different to anything else. I wish I'd brought some of my UK78s home from work, because I've got an aluminium and a brass plate in those, and it would have been lovely to have done a 3-way sound typing test, but sadly I didn't. But yeah, so next week, guys, is going to be my last stream on this channel before I move over to Top Clack. So I do hope you'll join me for that. There might be some special surprises. It won't be any special guests. Sadly, James won't be here. But there will be. There might be some surprises on stream. There might be some interesting things going on to just make my sign off from this particular channel really worthwhile before I join Top Clack in the new year. It does mean that I'm going to have a massive amount of build backlog in the new year as well. The Vern I've just paid for. That should be coming in the next couple of weeks from Zambia. bamboo, so I can't wait to get that. We'll also have the Exent once that's been painted to build. I've got another one of these Alps builds to do. I think I've got another couple of group buys that are due to ship in the next couple of weeks. I've got 2 duck boards to build, a TC V3 and a Viper V2. I've got an LZCLS to do. The list goes on. There's an absolute ton of stuff to do. So yeah, it's been an absolute fantastic time tonight doing the builds with James. Thank you very much for James
Thank
being
you for
here on
having
stream.
me.
It's been really good to see you. Sashimi, lots of boards to come. This one isn't mine. This is James's board. A lot of all of the other ones that are coming are my boards. 90% of the boards we build on stream are my own. That's it. So we're going to call it a night there. It's getting on for 9 o'clock here in the UK, so we've been streaming for an hour and a half now. It's a nice, quick, easy build. We'll go fix this enter off stream. We'll share some pictures of the board later on because I think it looks great, especially on the International Kit desk mat. So we'll get some nice pictures of that and pop them up on all of the social media. If need more shelving, I will need more shelving. There's only about a quarter of my boards in here. I think there's 25-30 boards on the walls in here. Most of my boards are in storage. Most of them are still in kit format. I think we're probably close to 100 boards now. I think the Vern will take me to 101 when that arrives. I do need more shelving. I do need more storage space, or I need to start sharing stuff out and letting people borrow things. I think that might be another option to do. But we're going to call it a night there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you spending all your time on these Sundays watching me. I will be back next week with some special surprises, so tune in for those. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Bye bye.